Good morning everybody, this is Givo and this is the Triumph Daytona 675 model year 2007. Today we will take care of this bike by refreshing some painted details in order to sell the bike, which has previously been cleaned and all the details being treated with specific products like white petrol and wax. The original parts being gathered and mounted to make the bike as much as possible the original weight was sent to the market. In this case it was an easy peasy mission since it just had one owner, very careful with this jewel. This is a 3-cylinders 675 cubic centimeters 125 horsepower specific racetrack small superbike, which early won the 2006 muscle bike among 13 sport bikes wide choice. It was, and actually is, one of the best amateur sport bikes ever. Due to its small dimensions, lightness combined with the performance of a 3-cylinder engine, never too long, never too short, speaking about the power delivering. We have here around 70 Newton meters torque, which are very early available in this 180 17 inches tire. In this case it's a Pirelli BSP. It's not too long and this is a sight very useful to get very early in the turn. The footsteps are a bit hoppy, as well as the seat, so it gets a while to get used to this very aggressive posture. Aggressive but very effective in racetrack driving. The driver's arm extensions are two upside down forks, fully adjustable in preload and compression extension damping. They can absolutely kept on the middle standard settings, since the dynamic load is very well delivered into the front. From the manual on page 88 we have the regulation of extension up here and compression down here. But middle setting standards are okay for the front fork. On the other hand, small adjustments are required for the rear mono in order to get the bike robust to a variety of asphalt and side road profile conditions. For example, in case of understeering during the turn, in order to correct to the right trajectory, and even more during the curve exit phase. In this case, the rear extension damping has to be reduced in order to get the extension as quick as possible. The quicker the extension is, for the third principle of dynamics, if there is an action through this way, the asphalt will give it back another one this way. If the extension is very stiff, the reaction will be high. If the extension is flown, this reaction will be flown. So, if in the front wheel we have a higher reaction of the asphalt, in turn we will get a moment twisting the bike in the right way, so from the external part of the curve through the inner part. So the extension has to be reduced and clicking few clicks anti-clockwise in the bottom regulation of the mono. The geometry of worst handlebar matching makes really and easy the usage of a gyroscopic effort to get the right side inclination. It means we can't use the trick of faking a turn in the opposite side of the curve in order to get a rolling effect. In fact, when we are facing, imagine we are facing a turn on the right side in this case. While we are facing it, we want to enlarge our trajectory, making what is called a pre-curve. In order to get this result, we will push in the right side, faking a curve which is in the opposite side of the wanted turn, but we need it to enlarge the trajectory. So a correspondent load will be in the front view, which is this one, in which the speed is this. This is the angular speed of the front wheel. So in this case, we will get the front wheel axis turning in anti-clockwise turn, facing from the top, and the interaction between these two rotations in physics allows a rotation on the third axis, which is the longitudinal one. This is a rolling effect due to the gyroscopic effect. This rolling effect allows us to close the trajectory through the wanted one, and the higher is the speed, the higher is the gyroscopic effect. So the inclination will be very, very effective. If you have this wheel twisting as quickly as possible and you try to turn this way, this will be the effect. So turning, turning, turning. Nature in general is not very happy of changings. So if we make something in one direction, we will get a third effect, maybe in another axis. So this bike requires a very clean driver's behavior. So pushing towards the inner side of the curve, also as well using the footstep pressure. So you are straight on the direction of the forks. You can't use the trick, you use your weight by pushing on the handlebar and on the footsteps. Now we have to refresh the left side carter by using the original color of the fairings. We have to protect the parts, so we use paper and we track the edge of the carter in order to cut it. Here we are. Now we put some tape to get it more effective. This way, for example. A very thin brush is required for very small defects, while for larger parts like this one, we can use a larger brush. Okay, this is not very good, so let's try with a spray jet. Or another option is to use a solvent over the not really good paintings in order to span it and spread it better. So let's go with the spray jet. I'm finishing the job with a protection which is transparent on the color. Security first, of course, so gloves, mask to protect your nose and breathing system, and cover the jacket your good dresses. Now the bike is ready for the next owner, provided that it is possible to find a pure amateur which gives the right value to this precious jewel. This bike can still shine and perform at the top 600cc level with the current modern products. Let's try to hear the engine. That whistle is due to the air inflow inside the injection system and to the specific 3 cylinders engine and to the outflow gases path. This is a very specific Triumph feature, the whistle. Triumph pricing politics at the launching time was: no selling discounts will allow the bike maintaining a good price once in the used bikes market, so it has to be after 13 years. The hurry of the technology doesn't affect really over time a very well designed machine.